Greetings, I'm Rob Chapman. So today's video is not about a product, it's not about the latest pedal or the new amp from NewX or a new Chapman guitar or anything like that. Today is about product demonstration. Because recently I uploaded a video all about the NewX My T60 MK2 and the comment section was full of really emotional, honest, heartfelt commentary trying to judge integrity and honesty, and I completely get it. Honestly, I'm a guy that buys, I'm obsessed with gear. I have way too much guitar gear and I'll always get new stuff. Believe it or not, although I am on the other side of the camera from you, I feel the same way you do sometimes, and I kind of thought it might be useful for you to understand a little bit more about what it is that I do, myself and the fellow guitar gear product demonstrators, so that you can better evaluate whether someone's being honest or has integrity. Because I think it's important. I mean, if you don't know what the job entails, if you don't know what we do and how it operates, how can you judge? I've been demonstrating product for more than 15 years, believe it or not. I've really changed shape and color over the time. I've done a lot of demonstration videos for multiple brands, dealers, retailers, distributors, that kind of thing. I think it's important to start with the why. Why do I demonstrate guitar product? I don't need to. I own a guitar company, I have a band, I have other areas of my life that bring in an income. I could just ditch the product demonstration, but I love it. And I want to tell you the reason why I do it, because I think that might help. Everyone has a different kind of why. So for me, when I got in a band for the first time, the band was called Hooker, I loved every second of being in that band. Jumping in the back of a van with a bunch of dudes, that sounds wrong, but you know what I mean. Going off on tour, the camaraderie, just the regular, road bullshit, jokes, fun, playing gigs, meeting fans. Man, it was so cool. It was, honestly, it completely changed my life. And I want to share that feeling with other people. I want you to know what it feels like to join the people that walk on the circuit, sticky floor, dark venues, making a room loud, that kind of thing. I'm so passionate about being in a band and playing music to real people. That's what I want to get across and share with you through product, because product is kind of an enabler. And as a guy that owns a guitar company, I deeply care about how product is presented to the public. Integrity isn't just a value, it's a necessity. I've worked really hard to build trust in the space, and I don't take that trust for granted for a single second. And when I look at, my guitars, and in particular the headstock, I don't think about me, I think about my dad, I think about my granddad, his granddad. So it's so important to me that I retain integrity in everything I do, because it's my family name on the headstock of my guitars. So one of the ways that I make sure that happens is I will always tell you if I am paid to review a product. And I'll also tell you, and maybe not every video because it's not always appropriate, but I'll always tell you if I'm endorsed by the brand as well. More to the point, I'll always tell you what I really think and feel about a product, because I make reviews, not demonstrations, and that's something that I want to talk about, because I think it's going to really help you to evaluate my fellow brothers and sisters in this space. If you've followed my journey on YouTube over the past 100 years or whatever it is now, you'll probably notice that I don't tend to jump on trends. Like, I'm never part of those mass release product demonstrations. I don't like that feeling. But instead, I tend to build long-term relationships with a brand or even just a product. For example, Boss, BadCat, Orange. I was there for a long time. But new gear exists and comes onto the market, and I'm just like you, I want to check it out. And sometimes something comes out and I'm like, wow, this is really cool. And then it becomes part of what I do with my band, with my own music, that kind of thing. We're all part of the same ecosystem. It's a tiny, tiny industry, music industry. Whether you're a player, a demonstrator, you're in a studio, whether you build guitars, whatever you do, we're in the same ecosystem, and we owe each other trust, respect, and love. Man, I still remember the first time I got something sent to me to review. It was the vintage Lemon Drop. Who remembers that guitar? It was sick. They contacted me and said, hey Rob, we like your videos. We want to send you a guitar. Could you make a demonstration video? And I'm like, what's that? Because I've been shooting, just crazy bullshit jokes and random compilation metal tunes and things with the Tiny Terror and everything. And they sent me this guitar and it was so sick. And I was like, I get to keep the guitar? They're like, yeah, keep the guitar. Man, that was so exciting. It was such a rush. But I didn't get any money. It was just that I got a free product. And that's where most product demonstrators start. Maybe they get a pickup or a pedal, something small, maybe even just a capo or a set of strings. You get given a thing and in return they ask for a favor, whether it be exposure or a full demonstration video, or even just use it and show people that you use it. I mean, the top, 15, 20 guitar gear demonstrators that you see on YouTube, they're all being paid, make no bones about it, whether it be directly from the brand or from the distributor of the brand or via AdSense for just releasing something that is popular. Everybody's getting paid. But if you're measuring a demonstrator's honesty and integrity upon whether they get paid or not, I think you're missing a trick. And I get it. When you see a person being paid or endorsed, immediately sort of alarm bells ring, and it's human nature to think, they've got something in the game here, probably shouldn't trust what they're putting out. Number one, quite frankly, being paid to do something doesn't mean that you are lying. It means that you're a professional. For example, if you go to a restaurant and a chef makes you an incredible burger and they say, this is the best burger you've ever had, here it is, and you're paying the chef for the burger, you don't immediately think the chef is lying. You think probably he makes a good burger. I'm not immediately suspicious of Terry Black's ribs because I have to pay for them. I think probably they make great ribs. And the thing is, most of my bros and sisters in product demonstration, we do it for money, but we also do it because we love gear. And if we don't retain integrity, then you lose everything immediately, especially if you have more stakes in the game. For example, a guitar company or a pedal brand or any other kind of product association that is really strong and important to you, then you've got a lot to lose. Sometimes the money that we get paid goes towards things like hiring a camera crew or hiring lighting or getting a special kind of product camera, like these super high-end focused long things on a robotic arm that they want to film close-ups on pedals and things. So the money doesn't always come to us. Sometimes it goes to us and then it's just out again. Other than tax and things, it goes towards things that you might need, like even a studio in some instances. So I mentioned that there are two kinds of product demonstration, and I want to talk about those now because I think it's important for you to be able to spot the difference and then know kind of what to expect. There is a demo, which is when you get the product and you go, here is the new Ampcore Studio from NuX or whatever the pedal is, and you literally just run down the features, you show the sounds, and you talk about what it does, why the product is unique, and that's it. In and out, done. It's just the features, show off the sounds, and then done. I don't ever do that. And I don't really recommend that people do that. What I do instead is I give a review. So a review is much more personal. It is, I think and I feel about this, because I want to put my own personal reputation on the line. I want you to know that if I'm saying this product is good, I am saying it's good. And that's super risky. It's dangerous. It's not easy. I have been sent product that I do not like, and in the past I made some big mistakes, huge mistakes. I'll hold my hands up and say made some big mistakes. I talked about product that I didn't like and I said why I didn't like it. I ripped apart all sorts of product and they got really angry and people got really upset. I mean, you probably remember Cab Clone Gate. and the Firebird X, those kinds of products. It's dangerous, man. It's difficult. You know, when you review products and you say they're not good in the public space, it causes all sorts of difficulty. So what I tend to do now, if I receive something that I don't like, I don't review it. So here are some ways that I would recommend that you can judge a demonstration. The first way is ignore the person, just listen to the sounds. Do you like the sounds? Do you like the way the product looks, and do you like the functionality? Just strip all the emotion away, kind of go Spock on the whole thing, if you're old enough for Star Trek, and judge it on your own, your own evaluation of whether you think it sounds good and whether the spec stacks up for you. The next thing is, does the demonstrator always love everything? You know I don't, because I have frequently said that I don't love everything on Andertons or wherever. And of course, Andertons pay me to review product just the same way Thomann did and Guitar Center did. It's I'm a hired gun. Does the demonstrator occasionally show a weakness in a product or a development area? For example, if you look at this pedal, is there something that I would want to change about it to make it more practically functioning as a playing musician? Is the demonstrator consistent throughout the years? So have they been making videos for 6 months, or have they been making videos for 20 years? Is there a consistency that you can measure throughout what they've been doing? And then the last one is, are they transparent about being paid or endorsed or owning a product? Because I think it's important that people just speak openly about involvement with brands and products and money. It might surprise you to know that I watch loads of gear demonstrations, because even I'm continually looking for new things. Spectre Media, Paul David, Samurai, obviously Andertons, the Thomann guys. I just absorb loads of it. And I do want to shout out some new guys who I think are really good. John Nathan Cordy and Studio Rats make brilliant demonstrations. It's difficult because I'm just thinking, I'm obsessed with guitar gear, and I buy guitar gear and I consume not all, but most of the media on YouTube about it. And I also do the same thing with games. I watch loads of gaming demonstrations. I love Elden Ring. I'm obsessed with Path of Exile 2. And I watch all the kind of media reviews and demonstrations around games, patches and things too. It's kind of the same field in a way. It's interesting how they got crossover. And I often find myself not judging the reviews of gaming demonstrators, although they are clearly paid by gaming companies. But I do feel what you feel sometimes about product demonstration review, and I question myself, why do I feel that way? And I don't know what it is. Maybe in the comment section below, let me know what we can do differently in our product demonstration that would make you feel more that it was trustworthy, honest, retaining integrity, because we care. We want you to watch the videos and enjoy them. You can tell that. Anyway, I hope that was interesting. Have an amazing day. Chappers out.